Now to stop stress with the simulus from seeing the compressiceps all the time, much larger fish obviously, you can see the male there looking really colourful. He's trying to spawn with that female. So it's December 2023, and I think it's time we do a bit of a FIshroom update tour. So let's get into it. First fish I'll show you, my Neolamprologus simulus. You can see how the tank looks now. They've changed it quite a bit. And if you look close, you might see some fry darting around. They've spawned a number of times actually. The fry you see here are about 2 to 3 weeks old, so it didn't take them long to get into some spawning activity, which was great. These three fish here, they're the trio that are spawning regularly. These two fish are literally on the outer. I believe that's a male, and that is a female. I'm waiting to see some spawning activity between them two as well, or possibly that male and that female, in which case I might have to move this male out, just so he doesn't prey on the fry that are over here. So I've probably counted about 10 fry all up so far. Let's see if you can see them closer. Yep, right there on the glass. Bit hard to look down into the tank and get the angle right. There you go, you can see them there. They're spawning. Fantastic stuff. Hopefully we'll get a nice colony going in this tank, and yeah, have a few more in the coming months. And the next tank I'll show you is a tank I filmed in the previous video, which is setting up my Altolamprologus compressiceps, the gold comps, their tank. Now you can see there's hardly any fish in this tank. You can see there's one comp on the side here. I believe that's a female. She's out of the shell. Last time I showed this aquarium, there were 6 fish in here, and now there's only 3. And the reason for that is, I believe we got some spawning activity already within the first few days. Like I said in the last video, I showed you that there were both these ton shells had smaller compressiceps in each, which I believe were the females. And I have kept the main, biggest, most dominant male, largest fish in here, and he's hiding under there at the moment because I've got my mobile phone out and they're a bit spooked. But the good news is there's still a female in the shell, and I occasionally see her. So I haven't seen any fry yet, but I suspect that they've spawned. That's the only thing I could put it down to. I haven't put any dither fish in here. There was a lot more activity before I caught out the 3 other comps that weren't part of this trio, so to speak. So that did kind of spook and disrupt the behaviour in this tank, but I had to do it because I didn't want to lose any compressiceps through aggression. But in turn of doing that, it's made the compressiceps that are in here a little bit more skittish because there's less fish in the aquarium. So I might have to get some dither fish in here just to make the compressiceps feel a little bit more at ease, literally bring them out of their shells a little bit more. But ever since I put all the fish in here, there's been a smaller comp in this shell, and I believe they've spawned. So occasionally I do see her come out of the shell, but she darts back in pretty quickly. So there was an area on the shell where I could see some shading, which I suspected was where they potentially had spawned, and that's since gone, which is a good sign if the eggs have hatched, if they did truly spawn. I'm expecting, if they did spawn, I'm expecting to see the fry in a day or two. Like they've been in here for almost 2 weeks, and they seem to have spawned straight away, but we'll see. But yeah, really like how the aquascape turned out on this tank. At the end of the day, I've moved those terracotta pots out because obviously the aggression has stopped since I moved out the 3 larger comps, which I suspect are all males. So it looks like out of the 6 compressiceps that I have, these gold compressiceps, 4 are males and 2 are females. So a bit of a topsy-turvy ratio. We want the opposite, but that's all good. It's the way it happens sometimes. And yeah, next tank to them is the simulus. Now to stop stress with the simulus from seeing the compressiceps all the time, much larger fish obviously, I've got some just paper, strips of paper that go down the length of the tank so they can't see each other as dividers. I found that that when they can see each other through the tanks, it does really stress them out unnecessarily. But if we move on to these 2 tanks, my Neolamprologus leleupi breeding pairs. I've got 2 breeding pairs. You see the amount of fry each tank has. There's no white divider, and that's purely there so both males can see each other through the aquarium. They can't harm each other, but that suppresses aggression with the males always attacking the females. So my males at the moment, they really want to spawn again, and I've got the fry in here with the parents. I really need to get these fry out of here, and because of that, they do attack the female. Now their bond does reform, however, as you can see, there's no paper divider in here, so the males can see each other, and then they theoretically take aggression out on each other through the glass, and that suppresses some aggression with the female just getting attacked constantly. So with some fish it works where you shouldn't really break the line of sight, so the males can see each other, and they can take their aggression out on each other without even hurting each other because they're in separate tanks. And yeah, I suspect if I was to put that divider in there where the males couldn't see each other in each tank, they would take a lot more aggression out on the female, because that's the only fish they could see that could potentially pose a threat to their fry. Not that the females are posing any threat to the fry, just the male's instinct to protect them is that strong that they sometimes take it out on the female. So with this tank, like I said, no paper divider, so the males can see each other, there's no broken line of sight. So you can see the paper there, that's the divider, so the simulus can't see the compressiceps, and the simulus can't see the leleupi. So if I go to this side of the tank, you'll be able to see right through, and again you can see the paper there, stopping the second leleupi tank from seeing the simulus. So it really does stop aggression. And yeah, quite a unique view. Looks like one continuous tank with 2 breeding pairs of leleupi. Pretty cool. But it's actually 2. And on to the next tank. I show this tank off a lot because I love it. We'll have to go to a wider view so you can see the whole length of it. My 5-foot long white Altolamprologus calvus Growout aquarium. This is all the remaining calvus fry that I have that aren't in the Growout tanks on the other side of the fish room. So up here are all my Growout tanks, and there's no more white calvus in those Growout tanks. They're all in this aquarium now. So stock levels were getting quite low, but as you can see, I'm back up there now with getting all those calvus out of those Growout aquariums. And again, I don't really recommend you do this. I don't recommend you stock your aquariums this full with calvus for the long term. These fish get moved on quite quickly, and as I said, these are the last of it. So from here on out, there'll be no more calvus added to this aquarium for quite a while, because my white breeding pair, the white Altolamprologus calvus breeding pair, haven't spawned for a while. So it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, if you want calvus, you're gonna have to get in quick, because this is the last of it from me. And tank below it, long-time subscribers to my channel would know that my other tank below that calvus tank is my Growout aquarium for Neolamprologus leleupi. The fry you see here are from the 2 parents you just previously saw. And if you look closely, you might notice some other fish in here. There's some Cichlids regani, quite small. Striped fish in the middle of the frame there. I think there's about 3 or 4 of them in here. As well as, and those silvery looking fish are the largest furcifer Resha fry that I have left. So I've got about 10 in here. And cleanup crew, some massive bristlenose catfish, different types, but all the short fin varieties. So just the albinos and the common black variety, but all short fin. I don't put any long fins in with my cichlids, because those fins would get nicked quite quickly. See, massive bristlenose there in the corner. And the next tank I thought I'd show you is my furcifer Resha tank. You can see the male there looking really colourful. He's trying to spawn with that female in his pit. Don't often get to see them like this. And yeah, he's just looking stunning when that light hits his scales. They reflect back that beautiful blue, purple, green tinge. You can see how black his fins are getting, intensely coloured. Like, look at that, that's insane. Now there is a female in here who is holding some eggs in her mouth. And I don't want to get too close because I don't want to disrupt their spawning behaviour. That female at the bottom there, you can kind of see, and she's facing away, you can kind of see her mouth is distended, and that's because she's mouth breeding. She's got some eggs in her mouth. They spawned the other day. So hopefully she'll hold, and hold full term. I'll have to get her out of here though. It's just too much activity with this really overactive male in here to stress her out, so she needs to go in her own tank and hold those fry in a Growout aquarium on the top row of this rack. Anyway, let's look at this guy. This is how big the pit is that he's dug. And you might notice that there's absolutely hardly any sand on this side of the aquarium. It's a 4 foot long aquarium by 2 foot wide by 2 foot tall, and he shifted all that sand over to here and then dug his pit in the sand. Crazy guy. That's their instinct to do that. There is another male in here, and I've been lucky enough to get 3 females, and so I've got the good ratio with this. Obviously would have been better with 1 male and 4 females, but having the other male in here again suppresses aggression. It spreads the aggression amongst the fish rather than the females getting harassed all the time. They'll sometimes harass the other male and then harass some of the females. If it was just 2 males in here, it wouldn't be good for that 1 male, the less dominant male. And if there was 1 female in here, it would be good for her because she'd be constantly getting harassed. So it's good that he's got some other fish in here to spread his aggression out and around and not just solely target 1 fish. Yeah, doing great. Beautiful fish. Look at those fins. He's attacking everyone. So there's the other male. Female in the pit. Let's see how he goes. I've never actually seen him spawn. Wow. So I'm obviously trying to stay away as much as I can. Look at that colour. Wow. It's insane. And yeah, to be honest with you guys, I wish he was like that all the time, that colourful, but they're not, at least my type part. They are generally more silvery, and yeah, they put the colour on when they're in their breeding dress and their spawning dress. So yeah, it's unfortunate he's not as colourful as that all the time. That's just the way it is. But anyway guys, there you have it, my December 2023 FIshroom update tour. Really hope you enjoyed that video and found it informative. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment and consider subscribing to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.